Hello everyone and welcome on De Papier de Rêve channel. I'm Ursula and today I will be painting with you an abstract watercolor in blue hue. For this watercolor painting I wanted to paint something very simple and abstract because I want more to be relaxed and not to think too much about details and precision. I just want to play with my colors and have fun. So I've started to put some white wax pen on my paper, and you cannot see it for now because it's white on white, and even me when I was drawing with it, it was quite hard to see. And then I put a little bit of watercolor pencil in the color Indigo. And I went with my big brush and cerulean blue in the top of my painting. And today I will work with 3 colors of blue, cerulean blue, but also indigo and a little bit of lunar blue. That's 3 colors that works well together because they have quite a similar hue, but they are very different in darkness. So the cerulean blue is a lighter color and the lunar blue is quite the darker. Even though I'm just playing with color and painting abstract, I still have quite some part of a plan here, and I want to have a very peaceful part on the top of my painting and something more energetic in the bottom part. That's why I'm using my dagger brush with very long bristles and flimsy bristles, so I can have a lot of random marks on my paper. So, like I said before, I have a plan in mind, and I have an image in my mind that I want to paint, but I'm not following this image too much, and I prefer to follow what's on my paper. And if I found something interesting in my paper, I will follow that idea more than my first idea that I have in mind. So I'm using 3 colors of blue here. The cerulean blue is a very granulating color, as the lunar blue also, and the indigo is not granulating, but it's the perfect mid-tone between cerulean and lunar blue, and it has a very nice hue of blue. But all these 3 colors are very cold, and I wanted to put a little bit more peps and contrast in my painting, so I'm adding a little bit of burnt sienna in the blue to warm some area and neutralize the blue. And later I will also add a little bit of green gold with watercolor pencil, and it will add a little hint of yellow that will just unify my painting and make it whole. So just after I put all my wet color on my paper and the paper is still wet, I'm playing a little bit more with my watercolor pencil in indigo and also in Indanthrene blue to make some harsher marks on my paper and draw some lines that will still be here at the end of my painting. And I'm playing with soft edges and hard edges here. I want some very straight lines that will be very identifiable, and also quite a wash of colors that will blend everything together. So basically I'm creating a very interesting texture with a lot going on, and I can see myself using that texture in another painting later. It's like an exercise for me, this abstract painting, where I can do whatever I want without thinking the the final image. I just want to play, and some part of my play I will be able to reuse it later in other painting. But let's talk about supplies. For the brushes, I've used an Escoda Aquario number 18 and my dagger brush Rosemary Co serie 39 half an inch. For the color, I've used Cerulean blue, Lunar blue, burnt sienna, and indigo. And I've also used a lot of other tools as my wax pencil in white, and a watercolor stick in cobalt light turquoise, and my watercolor pencil in dark indigo, green gold, Indanthrene blue, and earth green. And my paper is from Canson Héritage in rough. And now that my first layer has completely dry, I will work a little bit more on this painting and create some depth and add some dark in order to make it a little bit more interesting. And in fact, this painting is all about balance. There is a balance in the cool color and the warm colors. There is balance in the harsh line, the fine line, and all the softness I've put also in my first layer, and also a contrast between the paint that I've put with my brush, which is softer than all the mark I've made with my watercolor pencil. And I also take this opportunity to correct a little bit the bump I had in the top of my painting, where I'm painting right now. It wasn't very nice after my first layer dry. It's like a bloom in my cerulean blue, and I didn't like it. So the second layer was the perfect opportunity to change a little bit its shape and make it a bit more integrated to the rest of the painting. It was a very fun painting to make. It's quite relaxing to paint like that with an abstract subject. Now, of course, you can see whatever you want in this painting, and maybe you will be able to see some kind of river or cascade against a very soft blue sky, or you will see totally something else, and that's quite okay. It's an abstract, so it's open to guess what it is and what you want it to be. And I can see myself doing more things like that, maybe with other colors, maybe with red and yellow, and maybe violet and orange. It's quite interesting to do. It's a very nice exercise to play with colors and see what's working as a mix of color and what's not. And it's very, very relaxing because you do not have to think about reality and about details. You can just paint whatever you want, and it will always be nice. And this kind of painting is also a good opportunity to play with all your tools you have to paint with watercolor. And I like to mix regular watercolor with watercolor in stick or watercolor pencil, and even with my wax pencil. It's a very nice mix with all these tools, and you will learn something, of course. And this video is now ending. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Please check the blog post for more information about it, and tell me what you think in the comments. See you soon.